U.S. President Donald Trump has divided the nation perhaps like no other president in America's modern history. Under his administration, racial tensions nationwide have escalated, with some branding Trump as a racist with a white supremacist mindset. Trump has pledged to make America great again, but critics say actions speak louder than words. The U.S. president's controversies during his first year in office have caused chaos at the White House and seriously dented what's left of America's global leadership. Trump's first year has been replete with embarrassing cases of sexism, attacks on the press, and allegations of collusion with Russian agents. On Tuesday night, Trump delivered his first State of the Union address in the House chamber. The U.S. president sought to unify the Democrats and the Republicans, but the deep divisions at the heart of U.S. politics were obvious during the keynote speech.
There's absolutely zero chance that the Democrats were impressed or found this speech to be an effective or a believable storyline. Clearly, partially due to the United States' political system and the way it's structured, but also due to some real divisions within the ruling class in the United States at this moment.
Republican politicians applauded and yelled enthusiastically as Trump talked about his agenda, while most Democrats sat stone-faced.
The American people do not want a president who is compulsively dishonest, who is a bully, who actively represents the interest of the billionaire class, who is anti-science, and who is trying to divide us up based on the color of our skin, our nation, of origin, our religion, our gender, or our sexual orientation.
Trump's State of the Union speech came less than 2 weeks after a partisan dispute over immigration rules triggered a government shutdown. The divisions came to the surface once again as Trump spoke about his aversion to the previous administration's immigration practices. The Democrats did not hesitate to boo him. The U.S. president touched on a number of international issues. He tried to take credit for the defeat of Daesh in Iraq and Syria, where observers believe a regional front did almost all the work. In Afghanistan, Trump said that U.S. forces have new rules of engagement. Critics say the loose-end rules will probably lead to more civilian casualties. Trump also talked about his recent decision regarding Jerusalem outlets. He threatened countries that opposed the decision with 8 cuts. In a major reversal of his predecessor's policy, Trump declared that he is keeping America's notorious Guantanamo Bay prison open. Later, during his speech, Trump once again voiced his opposition to the Iran nuclear deal, calling it a terrible agreement with fundamental flaws. He also touched on the recent economic protests in Iran, claiming America stands with the people that he recently branded as a terrorist nation. Critics have blasted the speech for failing to cover many of the major crises facing the United States, including the worsening security situation in Afghanistan, where Washington is accused of using the Daesh terrorist group. Trump is also under fire for failing to mention destabilizing Saudi actions in the Middle East, like its bloody onslaught against Yemen.
There's no way that he would critique or criticize that relationship or any relationship that he had been working on, and there was no reason to think that there would be any substantive policy working out or an announcement or a major breakthrough. The State of the Union functions in the United States as a kind of it's kind of an event, but it's a non-event in the sense that we all know that it's bloviating members of the establishment, and many times things are said meaningless statements, empty statements.
An opinion poll shows the State of the Union address got the least positive reaction from Americans who watched it on Tuesday night.